Hi there, my name is Noah Kern, and I will be acting as location manager for this production of Man from the South. I've chosen the Shell Beach condo complex for the shooting location. I've chosen this because it's where my girlfriend's father lives, but he has also granted me full access to not only his condo, but the pool that is public to all residents there at the condo. I think that this is a really strong location because the outdoor pool is very versatile, lots of open space, the ability to set up backdrops in nearly any way, and there's lots of direct sunlight and the ability to cut the light if necessary from, any direction just because there's so much space on each side of the pool. Additionally, I think the exterior location is strong because not only is it versatile as far as shooting, but there's a large pool house off to the side of the pool that has a very large common area or, so to say, conference room that would be amply large enough for, almost base camp. But, backstage, set dressing, stuff like that, makeup, wardrobe, all that would be able to fit within that pool house building. And additionally, there are two rather extensive bathrooms there with up to, I think, 5 or 6 toilets in each. So definitely accommodating for the crew as far as the exterior location goes. And I think another strength of this location would be that it's very close. The two locations are very close to each other. They're only about, less than 100 yards. And as far as the interior location goes, I think that it seems very lived in right now, obviously, with all of my girlfriend's father's belongings and furniture. But with a quick move out and some new equipment and, more hotel-like furniture and whatnot brought in, I think that it could easily pass for a beautiful waterfront suite. And again, I think another strength of the complex itself is that it's right on the water, very picturesque views from the pool and from the inside of the condo itself. So all in all, I think it's a very strong location, and I'm glad I have access to it. Looking at my overhead diagram, you can get a good idea of the layout. Just very simplistically, you can see exactly which condo is his, and about the actual distance. You can see that we have quite a bit of visitor parking within this little area of the complex, and I think that could be very useful for something like our grip trucks or whatever else the larger vehicles necessary are, where crew vehicles or personal vehicles of crew can be parked down along the main road there, where there is extensive visitor parking. And you can see back in the overhead diagram that there's tenant garages that hold almost all of the tenant vehicles, so you barely ever see any car outside other than a visitor, which frees up lots of space. There are hardly any visitors there. The community is relatively small, as you can see, just a few condos right along the water, and I think that this diagram also illustrates how really close it is to the water and all that. And we can see the exterior location and the base camp bathrooms that would be within that pool house, and I believe there's actually a basement in there as well. I could not gain access to that at the time just because I wasn't trying to dig too far, but I think that we would probably be able to gain access to that, maybe station a few more departments down there. And then you can see the interior location right as it sits almost on the peninsula there. And you can see that even the pool has not only a view of this little inlet here, but also out to the ocean, which is pretty picturesque and would make for some great shots. All right, and then if we zoom out even more to my larger global view, we can see the shooting location there a little bit off to the left. And the closest restaurant is a very good seafood place. We love to go there. And they deliver. They're relatively cheap. They do large catering events very often. They're well known in the area as a real great restaurant. So that would probably be a must at some point. But as you can see here, we have another restaurant a bit further away and a relatively close by home goods store. That's just a local mom and pop something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that they sell pretty much whatever you would need as far as hardware or home goods and that kind of thing. But for the most part, that area of East Haven, Connecticut is almost all residential, so there's not too much else around. It's close by to an airport within, I'd say, 2 or 3 miles, a relatively small airport, but I felt as though zooming out a bit more would just lose any kind of detail. So I tried to stay a little bit tight on this view. I contacted the Hartford Film Office and spoke with a man named Mark Dixon, who informed me that in East Haven there are no requirements for any kind of filming permits, so I did not have to file for any. As far as location contract, I spoke personally with the president of the condo association, and they gave me full access, no contract required, and the owner is my girlfriend's father and was more than happy to put forth his property and the grounds of his condo complex for this project of mine. I hope that all goes smoothly in the pre-production aspects and processes leading up to the shoot, and I wish everyone the best of luck on set.